Sri Krishna Parabrahmane Namaha. Welcome, viewers. In this episode, we'll go through the third chapter, Sloka number 11 to 20. In the previous sloka, that is in the 10th sloka, Sri Krishna advises Arjuna to prosper himself with the yajna, which is like a kamadhenu, wish-fulfilling cow. Anena prasavishvadham eshavosvishta kamadhukka. Now, in the 11th sloka, Devan bhavayatanena te deva bhavayantu vaha parasparam bhavayantaha Shreyah paramavapsyatha. Sri Krishna is explaining the concept of yajna. Yajna means giving and taking in a mutual way. The practical shape is now given to the spirit of yajna in the following slokas, starting with the 11th sloka. Devan bhavayatanena means help the devas with this yajna. Te deva bhavayantu vaha means those devas will help you. Further he says parasparam bhavayantavaha. Parasparam means mutual. That is, you nourish each other. Shreyah param avapsyatha. Param means highest. Shreya means good. Avapsyatha means you shall attain. You can attain the highest good by following this mutually beneficial concept of yajna. Nourish each other so that you shall attain the supreme good. So, the yajna concept in clear terms is being explained by Lord Krishna. In the 12th sloka, he talks about a person who makes no sacrifice but appropriates everything for himself. What happens to such a person? What sort of person he is narrating in the 12th sloka. Ishtan bhogan hivo deva dasyante yajna bhavitaha tairdatta na pradayebhyo yo bhungte stena eva saha. Tairdatta na pradayebhyo yo bhungte. One who enjoys without returning anything to the society, he is branded as stena eva. Such a person is only a thief. So, Lord Krishna says, we have to give back what is due to the nature. If a person does not give back and consumes himself the nature's gifts, such a person is called a thief in Gita. That's why we are having these programs like afforestation and cleaning of rivers from pollution, etc. These activities are nothing but yajna, because we are giving back to the nature. If you do not do that, you are branded as a thief, a robber. Means you are possessive, greedy, one who consumes the facilities, the benefits from the nature, and in return, he doesn't do anything for the nature. Such a person is branded as a thief. In the 13th sloka, He says that the Devas, cherished by Yajna, shall bestow on humanity the enjoyments they deserve. That's what are those benefits? Befitting a noble life, how it can be led. In the 13th sloka, Yajnasishtasina santo muchyante sarvakilbishaihi bhunjate tvagam papa ye pachantyatmakaranat. Yajnasishtasina means whatever one eats after sacrifice. It is also called prasada. Santaha, the noble, the righteous, muchyante sarva kilbishaihi, or freed from all sins, kilbishaihi. Te, those, bhunjate means eats. Pachante means cooking food. Those who cook food and eat for themselves, atmakaranat, for themselves only, they eat nothing but agham. Agham means sin. Papa, sinful ones. They are called sinful ones. They are called papis. Papi, one who eats for himself, no concern for other living beings, nor to the nature. Such people are called as papis. Yajnasishtasina santo muchyante sarvakilbishaihi. On the other hand, whatever one eats after sacrifice, it is called prasada, and they are freed from all sins. A profound idea is conveyed here. One who cooks only for oneself and eats without caring for the others verily eats sin. Means there is no human concern for others in the society. That's why traditionally we have so many yajnas: Deva yajna, Rishi yajna, Nara yajna, and Bhuta yajna. You give back to the rishis, give back to the fellow human beings, give back to other living creatures, offer sacrifice for the gods. Even the nature gods, like, wind, fire, water, we have to keep them pure, and we have to give back again strength to them. All the activities in life can be converted into yajna. In the 14th sloka, Lord Krishna takes the concept of yajna deeper and deeper. Annad bhavanti bhutani parjanyadanna sambhavaha yajnad bhavati parjanyah yajna karma samudbhavam. Annat means from food. Bhavanti means comes forth. Annat bhavanti bhutani means beings emerge from food. Beings come into existence because of the food. Parjanyat anna sambhavaha. Food is produced from rain. Yajnat bhavati parjanyaha. From sacrifice arises rain. Yajnaha karma samudbhavaha. So the sacrifice is born out of karma or action. So that's a beautiful explanation. The chain of events from food, all human beings come into existence. All living beings come from food. From rain comes to food. Rains come out of yajna. Yajna is the product of karma. Yajna, in a broader terms, we have to understand as an action oriented to the welfare of all around us. So we find Anna, Parjanya, Yajna, and now Karma. The chain still continues in the 15th verse. Karma Brahmodbhavam Vidhi Brahmakshara Samudbhavam Tasmat Sarvagatam Brahma Nityam Yajne Pratishtitam. O Arjuna, please know that action or karma has arisen from Vedas, because Vedas have given the whole humanity how to do actions. That's called Vihita Karmas, Veda Vihita Karmas. So, arisen from Vedas, and the Vedas from the imperishable Brahman. Therefore, the all-pervading Veda is ever centered or established always in Yajna. The renunciation and service is being emphasized here. The whole of the ethical life is centered in these two principles: renunciation and service. Karma Brahmodbhavam Vidhi Brahmakshara Samudbhavam Tasmat Sarvagatam Brahma Nityam Yajne Pratishtitam. So, ethical life is centered on the two principles, renunciation and service. That's why Swami Vivekananda said that if we intensify these channels of renunciation and service to the humanity, the rest will take care of itself. Renunciation, he says, is the preceding value, and service is the succeeding value. We can't do service without some form of renunciation. That's why Gita talks about Tyaga. Balagangadhar Tilak used to say, if you reverse the word Gita, that's Tyagi, Tyagi. Tyaktena, Tyakta. You sacrifice something to attain good, not only for yourself or for the community. In the 16th sloka, the concept of cosmic cycle is being explained. Evam pravartitam chakram nanuvartiyati hayah aghayuh indriyaramo mogham partha sajivati. Mogham means in vain, wasteful. One who does not follow on earth the wheel, chakram is used here. Evam pravartitam chakram. One who does not follow this wheel of karma, he lives a sinful life, because he is only rejoicing in the sensual pleasures with no concern for his fellow human beings or to the nature. That person lives a wasteful life. He or she lives in vain. He says, Aghayuhu indriyaramo mogham partha sajivati. Indriyaramo is only, he is busy in enjoying sensual pleasures for his own sake, no concern for the community. Such a person is leading a wasteful life. Aghayu means his or her life is a life of sin. Agha means sin. He or she is no asset but a burden and a dead weight to the society. So So ethical principles are involved in this sloka. And now we are having business ethics and corporate governance. We are talking as a subject in the management. The Bhagavad Gita is talking about the same thing. Thousands of years ago, you don't live a life for yourself only. You live your life, but at the same time, you give back to your fellow human beings, to the society, to the nature, in return something. That's a mutual way of living. In the 17th sloka, we find another type of life, an exceptional life. He places before us the life of such human beings, noble souls. What does that sloka contain? Yastvatmaratireva syat atmatruptascha manavaha atmanyeva cha santushtaha tasya karyam na vidyate. He is an exception to the wheel of karma. Now I have narrated about the chakram, evam pravartitam chakram. There are certain exceptions to the wheel of life. They are, blessed souls. The persons who are delighted in the Atman, Yasvatma Rateva Syat, rejoices in the self, satisfied in the Atman, Atmatruptascha, Manava, Atmanyevacha Santushtaha, finds joy in the Atman alone. Tasya karyam na vidyate. There is no work to be done by them. He or she has no obligatory duty to perform. They are always in Atmananda. Like we have seen Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi, Kanchi Paramacharya. They are always in Atmananda. So, Etasya eva anandasya matram upajivanti, Taittiriya Upanishad says, all types of pleasures are only a fraction of Atmananda. So this is exceptional class people. But Arjuna, you do not belong to this type of people. You are a warrior. You have not attained that supreme stage. So in order to attain perfection, you have to perform action in the spirit of yajna. That's what Sri Krishna conveys in this 17th sloka. When one realizes infinite Brahman, he or she does good to society not as a duty, not out of social compulsion, but as a spontaneous outflow of love and service. Ramana Maharshi has a continuous, spontaneous outflow of love and service. Swami Vivekananda is another great example. So, in the 17th sloka is talking about the exceptional case who are not bound by this wheel of action. In the 18th sloka, Naiva tasya krutena na krutene kanchana nachasya sarva bhuteshu kaschidardhavyapasriyaha. The man who is established in the self, for him, in this world, no object to acquire. Naiva tasya krutena na krutene kanchana. By action not done is not, it doesn't lose anything. By action done, he has nothing to acquire. That's a wonderful message. Nor has he to depend on anybody for anything. So, he's talking about 17th and 18th slokas are talking about the state of Brahmajnanis. But Arjuna, you are not a Brahmajnani, You are still in the learning phase. For you, the redemption comes out of discharging your duty as a Kshatriya in fighting this righteous war. In the 19th sloka, Tasmad asaktas satatam karyam karma samachara asakto hyacharan karma paramapnoti purushaha. Tasmat means therefore. Asaktaha. Asaktaha means without attachment. Satatam karyam samachara. Always do your activities, action. It should be done. What actions? Or your obligatory duties you have to perform without attachment. By doing so, paramapnoti, you attain the supreme. Purushaha is a man or an individual. Therefore, constantly perform your obligatory duty without attachment. By doing so, you attain the supreme. Absence of attachment, what happens? It pacifies the mind. When the mind is pacified, it becomes calm. Calm mind is capable of grasping the inner self. So in order to grasp the inner self, what is grasping inner self? Self-realization. In order to attain the realization, you should have a calm mind. In order to have a calm mind, you have to pacify the mind. How can you pacify the mind? By the absence of attachment. That's wonderful concept is given in this sloka. Tasmad asaktaha satatam karyam karma samachara. Samachara, perform. So performance of your obligatory duties is of paramount importance. Asakto hyacharan karma. By doing so, param apnoti purushaha. Apnoti means attaining. Param apnoti, you attain the supreme. Supreme is nothing but a realization. So, in the 20th sloka, karmanaiva hi samsiddhim asthita janakadayah lokasangrahamevapi sampasyan kartumarhasi. Lord Krishna gives an example of people who in the midst of activities were calm and absorbed in the self. Karmanaiva hi samsiddhim. Samsiddhim means perfection. Karmanaiva hi, through actions only they attained perfection. Janakadayaha, Janaka, etc. He is quoting the example of Lord Janaka, Mithila Raja. So Janaka is called as a Rajarshi. Kingly outside, saintly inside. That is what is called Rajarshi. For what purpose? Loka sangrahamevapi. For the welfare of the society. Loka sangraham. Sampasyan kartumarhasi. By action alone, perfection was achieved by Janaka and others. Keeping this in view, taking it as a guidance, you should also perform action. So, Lord Krishna is placing Janaka Maharaja as a role model for Arjuna. Do your activity perfectly. Engage in discharge of your dharma to the best of your ability. By work alone, Janaka and other saints reached the blessedness. So, Arjuna, you follow that noble path. In performance of duty, man mounts to the highest bliss. So, the great people like Janaka are not work evaders. They never renounced the work. They have done the duties, their obligatory duties with utmost care and caution. So you take that example. Like this, from 11th to 20th sloka. In the third chapter, Lord Krishna is giving a noble message, a great message, a lofty idea that performance of your righteous duty itself is yajna, and it is a cycle. One, it's like a kamadhenu, like a wish fulfilling cow. If you want to get better results, you should follow this yajna cycle. So, in the next episode, we will take up the from sloka number 21st to 30th. Sarvam Sri Krishnarpanastu.